Hi, welcome back to Used Bike Reviews. I'm your host, Peter Monshizadeh. Here on the show, we aim to look at bikes from the past 3 decades that have somewhat fallen out of the spotlight, but we think they're interesting enough to bring back into it. Now, if you're a Honda motorcycle fan, you're probably very aware of the rare and very exciting Honda RC30. This bike packed a ton of technology for the time. Gear-driven cams, V4 engine, single-sided swing arm, and slick-looking bodywork made it a sight to be seen. That bike was followed by the Honda RC45. It had a lot of the same features, but a little updated styling and power. Now, because these bikes are extremely rare, they also are extremely expensive. If you don't have that sort of cash, but you want that sort of quality and interesting Honda motorcycle design, there is an option out there on the used market, and it can be had cheaper than you think. Just take a look over here. The bike we have today is the Honda VFR750 from 1993. And you'd be surprised how similar it is to these exotic machines. Let's just start with some of the elemental similarities. Twin spar aluminum frame? Check. Single-sided swing arm with exotic-looking 8-spoke wheel? It's there. Growling engine note with a whining overtone from the gear-driven cams? Definitely. Now, I didn't mean to lead you astray comparing this bike to an RC30 or an RC45. Those bikes are very much endurance motorcycles. They're lightweight, highly powerful, and they're just great around a track. This bike, though, it's great on a highway. It's a little bit heavier at 500 pounds or more, and the engine puts out about 102 horsepower. While it's still adequate, it's not exactly a power wheelie machine. The fairings on this thing probably weigh as much as a normal super sport bike today. Now, as many Honda owners find, the all-out performance of the motorcycle is such a small part of the ownership experience. No, what they're more interested in is the Swiss watch grade reliability and the Rolls-Royce smooth style ride. You may be surprised to find that this bike has nearly 50,000 miles on the clock. Good luck, Ducati. This bike starts like it's brand new every time and accelerates like a modern motorcycle with miles that are similar to what you'd find in a four-wheeled vehicle. Now, to the Honda faithful, 50,000 miles won't sound all that absurd. In fact, it's not uncommon to see these machines with double that amount. This bike was meant to be ridden, yet ridden with reserve. The engine produces more than adequate power, but the soft suspension is more suited to imperfect roads. It's a gentleman's sporting machine. This particular period was, in many an enthusiast's opinion, the pinnacle of Honda build quality and design. There is not one fastener, connector, or bracket that was engineered to wear out. Every input you make, whether sliding the turn signal switch or clicking up and down through the gears on the 6-speed transmission, provides you with reassuring smooth action. While design is a highly opinionated topic, it would be a strong argument that this bike has aged well. If you're used to riding bikes that are about 300 pounds or 400 pounds, when you throw a leg over this beast, you start to really feel the weight. It's about 500 some pounds, and when you're moving it around in the garage, you're going to be doing a lot of grunting. It's a workout in itself. However, it's important to note again that this isn't the full-on motorcycle like the RC30. No, this is a sport touring motorcycle. So on the highway, this weight actually helps you. When you're up against a large vehicle like a semi, or you experience a crosswind, the extra weight will actually dampen these sort of actions, which is really quite nice. The fairings provide a great amount of protection from the elements when moving at speed. The handlebars are mounted so that a sporting position is maintained, yet comfort is still priority. The standard seat is well padded, although many owners will switch to an aftermarket unit for added comfort. If you're planning on riding 2 up for any long journey, I would suggest investing in an uprated rear shock, as the standard one is soft and undersprung even for a single rider. On the maintenance front, there really isn't much to do aside from your typical fluid changes. These engines hold their valve tolerances among the best in the world, so high mileage bikes without intensive servicing are not uncommon. If going to look at one of these, try to get the rear wheel up off the ground to inspect the rear hub bearing by grabbing the wheel and feeling for any side-to-side play. Also, check the charging voltage while the bike is at idle. Low voltage will likely require a rectifier replacement. The fairings on these bikes are intricate and becoming more fragile with time. Finding a bike without any damage or cracks will be difficult. Keep in mind that sourcing good condition replacement panels will be near impossible, as you cannot buy them new anymore. Repairing panels is an option, but will require great skill as there are many interlocking tabs. As the saying goes, buy the nicest example you can afford. Expect to pay about $1,500 for a rough and running example, all the way up to $4,500 for a museum quality bike. Honda VFRs are some of the best motorcycle bargains available. It's been said that whatever the asking price of a VFR is, it's truly worth 4 times as much. There is no denying the build quality or reliability of these fine Honda motorcycles. While many of its characteristic design elements are passed down from its high-strung race-bred brothers, the VFR's planned use was of much more practical origins. It's a machine that will always be a good companion, no matter what you ask of it.